Guys, in this video we are going to discuss how to test the importance of sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so the aim of this experiment is to investigate the importance of light for the process of photosynthesis. Now whatever experiments we do in laboratory, we always have two very important setup. Okay, one setup is known as control and another setup is called experimental. Actually, here we are talking about plant. We are doing all experiments on plant. So we'll talk about control plant versus experimental plant. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of control plant and what is the meaning of experimental plant? As name suggests, experimental plant means the plant on which we are actually performing the experiment. It can be a plant or a leaf. Okay. So experimental plant is generally provided with all the necessary things for photosynthesis except the one which we are testing for. For example, in this video we are going to we will be discussing about the importance of light for the process of photosynthesis. So here the experimental plant or experimental leaf will not get light, isn't it? It will not get light because that's the factor we are testing for. But control plant or control leaf is the one which gets all the necessary factors or all the necessary things or requirements for the process of photosynthesis. Fine. And generally the purpose of keeping this control setup in the experiment is so that at the end of experiment we can compare the result. Okay, because control setup will always give the positive result of the test. Okay, and in experimental setup whatever result we are getting, we can match it with the control result and find out whether our experiment is successful or not. Okay, so just we use control plant or control leaf for comparing the results of the experiment. And remember, control plant or control leaf is provided with all the requirements for the photosynthesis. But in case of experimental plant, the plant will be provided with all the requirements except the one for which we are testing. Okay, except the one which is being tested. Fine. So let's begin this particular activity. In order to test the importance of light for the process of photosynthesis, you should have a healthy potted plant. Okay. Now what happens is you are already aware that if a healthy potted plant is there, it is kept in the presence of light, definitely the leaves of plant will perform photosynthesis. Okay. And as it performs photosynthesis, there will be present a lot of starch in the leaves. Okay. So first you have to actually take a healthy potted plant and keep it in the dark cupboard. Dark cupboard means a place where no light is present. Okay. So and the purpose of doing this is to de-starch the plant. Fine. Because for example, you're keeping it in the cupboard for 2 to 3 days, and for 2 to 3 days, if the plant is not performing photosynthesis, but plant cells always require energy to do work, isn't it? So what will happen? This starch will break down into glucose molecules, and these glucose molecules will be used up in the process of respiration. Okay. Hence, all the starch which is present in the leaves of potted plant will be used up. Fine. So the purpose of de-starching a potted plant is that any starch which is present in the leaf will be used up, and it will not affect the result of the experiment. So the first step is to take the healthy potted plant and keep it in a dark cupboard for at least 2 days to de-starch the plant. The second step in this experiment would be after 2 days, that is after de-starching the plant, a leaf of a plant can be partially covered. Okay, a leaf of a plant. You can take a leaf. Remember, you should not pluck the leaf. Okay, the leaf should be attached with the plant. Okay, so the leaf of the plant can be partially covered with a black paper like this, as it is shown here. Okay, in the diagram, the front and the back part of the leaf you can cover with the black paper. And remember, the leaf has to be attached to the plant. Why? Because now you will keep the plant in sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so you have to take a leaf. Okay, one part of the leaf you have to cover with the black paper, both front and back. Okay, and then you have to keep the potted plant in sunlight for a day or for several hours. Fine. And apart from this, another leaf from the same plant which is not covered with any black paper will act as a control. Okay, so apart from this one leaf which you are covering with the black paper, rest all leaves on that plant, on that potted plant, will act as a control, because all other leaves are actually getting all the necessary things required for the process of photosynthesis. You have to keep the leaf in you have to keep the potted plant in sunlight for several hours, and then you can pluck your experimental leaf. Okay, this is your experimental leaf, this one. Okay, this is your experimental leaf. So you can pluck your experimental leaf. You can also pluck one normal leaf from the potted plant and then test for the starch uh, as given in by using the steps which are given here. Okay, in previous video we have already discussed the steps to test the presence of starch in leaf. Okay, so the first step is you have to boil leaf in boiling water. Okay, you have to boil leaf in water. Okay, this step is important to break the cell membrane. Okay, and to stop all the chemical reactions which are taking place inside the leaf. Next, you have to take out the leaf. Okay, put it in boiling tube or test tube. Cover the leaf with alcohol, fine, and then you can boil this leaf in alcohol or ethanol by placing the test tube in hot water bath. Okay, now you can observe that after boiling it for 1 or 2 minutes, the entire chlorophyll of the leaf will be released into the ethanol. Fine. So this process is important to decolorize the leaf so that the color of chlorophyll should not mask the color of iodine solution and starch. Okay. Third step is, because the leaf gets brittle after boiling in the alcohol, so you have to take out the leaf and put it in cold water or the same hot water you can place it. Okay, so that the leaf can again become soft. Now spread the leaf on a white tile or in petri dish and add iodine drops on it. Okay, so you will get the result. If starch is present in the leaf, you will get blue black color, and if starch is absent in the leaf, you will get this orange brown or yellow or brown color. Okay, so after you will perform the test for starch on the experimental leaf, you can make out that the part of the leaf which was covered with the black paper, okay, this part of the leaf which was covered with the black paper remains orange brown. Okay, this point is important. The part of leaf which was covered with the black paper remains orange brown, as it did not receive any sunlight and could not photosynthesize, while the area exposed to the sunlight will turn blue black. Now if you will observe your experimental leaf here, the center part was covered with the black paper. Okay, so this part did not receive any sunlight, isn't it? But the other two parts, the side parts of the leaf, was actually exposed to the sunlight. This part has received sufficient amount of sunlight to perform photosynthesis. So this part of the leaf which has received sufficient amount of sunlight to perform photosynthesis, okay, will turn blue black, and the part of the leaf which was covered with the black paper will remain orange brown or yellow, or you can say brown or brownish yellow or yellowish brown color. Fine. So this shows, or this experiment proves, that light is necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Here is the real experiment which was done on one of the leaf. Okay, so this picture shows the result of the experiment. The black paper was covered on the top, on both the sides of the leaf. Okay, and in center the shape of T was made. Okay, shape of T was made in center. Now after the starch test was done on this leaf, you can make out the part which was exposed to the sunlight, the part of leaf, the all green color part which is visible here, was exposed to the sunlight. So this part of leaf shows blue black color, isn't it? And this another part of the leaf which was completely covered with black paper, that part shows yellowish brown color. Okay, so that means the part of leaf which was covered with the black paper has no starch in it, because it did not get any sunlight, it did not receive any sunlight, hence it could not perform the process of photosynthesis. But the green part of light was exposed to sunlight, it has performed photosynthesis, hence starch is present in this part of the leaf. Now I will show you a short video. Okay, you will understand how to do this experiment. Okay, you will be able to understand what kind of result we get after we perform the experiment of testing the necessity of light for the process of photosynthesis. So here is the experiment. You have to take a healthy potted plant and you have to keep it in dark room for at least 24 hours. Okay. The dark room means it should not receive any sunlight or any form of light. After placing the healthy potted plant in dark room, you have to cover the top, both upper and lower surface of a leaf with black paper, as it is shown in the picture here. And then you have to keep plant in sunlight for 3 to 4 hours. Now, after several hours, you can pluck this experimental leaf from the plant and test its presence test it for the presence of starch. Okay. First, you have to boil the leaf in water. This is the first step to kill the cell membrane, to break the cell membrane and stop all the metabolic reactions which are going on in the in cell. Now, after boiling leaf in water, you have to boil leaf in alcohol by placing the test tube in hot water bath. We do this to decolorize the leaf, to remove all the chlorophyll from the leaf. Now you have to take a leaf and just dip it in cold water to make it soft, because after boiling it in alcohol, the leaf becomes brittle. Pour some iodine, okay, spread leaf on the petri dish and drop iodine on leaf. Now you can see the center part of the leaf, which was covered with the black paper, was still yellowish color, and the side parts of the leaf, which was exposed to sunlight, as has shown blue-black color. So I hope that you guys are clear with the experiment to demonstrate that light is essential for the process of photosynthesis. In next video, we will discuss how to test the importance of chlorophyll for the process of photosynthesis. Take care till then. Bye-bye.